Jesse's born and raised and now lives in his grandfather's farm with his family and nieces and nephews and mom. And so he's holding down the New Mexico multi-generational Albuquerque family. And then my buddy Miles here, who I'm just getting to know, but we're kind of like cousins because we studied in the same town with the same family in West Africa, a place called Burkina Faso. And so we're happy to have this opportunity to make music together for the first time. And also, he went to preschool right here.
In this building.
Yep, in this building. And then when I was about 21, 22, I was really into this band called Pangea. And I was listening to it, and it was like the new, fresh sound of like African-influenced music, but also that is more than just African music. It's also including all of these beautiful American influences. And this man recorded that record that I used to listen to in my kitchen for years. And we pieced that together. This is our first time, so it's an honor to play with you as well. And so there's cosmic things happening in the world, and we're a part of it right here in the moment. And again, my name is Biko. Jesse was telling me about this work he does at this church, and he's been really excited and appreciating it every week, every other week. And so he invited me to share this day with him. So that's why I'm here. And then I make these instruments. These are called ngonis, and they're technically harp lutes. They're kind of like a harp, a little bit like a lute. This one is made from a refrigerator compressor. This one from an Indian drum. And these other ones are made from calabash. And so this tradition also comes from Burkina Faso and Mali, and we are honored to be carrying this tradition forward. So yeah, I make these instruments. This is part of my craft. I learned from a beautiful brother named Aruna Diarra from Burkina Faso, whose family Miles also studied with. So he lives in Phoenix now. And I think I'm posed with the idea of being up here and telling stories, and also I recognize the beauty of just playing music. But there is a story that is emerging in my heart about this music and these instruments and the places that it comes from, which is that, did you guys know that when a forest gets sick, it pumps out all these medicinal mushrooms for people? You guys know that? Like in the old growth forests where I live, when the hemlocks die, they give us reishi mushrooms, which are the best protection against the toxic world that we live in. So there's this thing like that. And I feel like in a world where you have racism and confusion about what's really going on in Africa, I feel like these instruments are the medicine. They're the medicine to help us understand where the beauty is coming from. And so we carry these instruments, I carry these instruments to say, look how beautiful this ancient thing is, and also how adaptable, because I'm able to write my own music, playing this, The guitar for a long time, it only existed in India. Now it's everywhere. So music travels, but it's important to remember the cultures that give birth to this beauty, because they have medicine for the rest of the world inherent in the understanding that created these instruments. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Burkina Faso, it's worth looking up right now. We're basically in the middle of a Nelson Mandela moment in Burkina Faso. We're in the middle of a Che Guevara moment. We're in the middle of a Mahatma Gandhi moment. We're in the middle of a Martin Luther King moment in Burkina Faso. So if you're not paying attention to what's happening in Africa, it's a good time to look. Our government doesn't say much, but they're in the process right now of uplifting all of Africa in a really beautiful way. So I wanted to share that so that you do a little digging. Look up Burkina Faso, look up their president. It's amazing what's happening there right now. And honestly, I heard this music. I was working construction, and I heard this music, the gourds, man, and the marimba, and it was like a living waterfall of music. It was like a jungle of music just springing out of the instruments, and I was like, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there where those instruments are from. And that shaped my life. It changed my life. It gave me a priority and a direction. And I did. I traveled to Burkina Faso when it was in the midst of a military dictatorship and dodged secret police in order to learn how to play music. That was just part of what was worth it for me at that time. So there's a tremendous love for the gourd. They call me the gourd father. Thank the gourd. I love the gourds. And without further ado, we're going to play more gourd music.